a live video unlisted. That way I'm uninterrupted while trying to film. It's very upsetting, very aggravating, very disruptive, and just plain out rude and annoying when I'm trying to make videos and speak on personal experiences and things that have happened, trials and tribulations that are life-changing or very emotional, and just being disrupted by people, especially strangers. So I'll change the privacy setting once I'm finished making this video due to, constant interruptions. A couple things I wanted to touch on is I'm no longer using Facebook for anything, not advertising, not memes, nothing. I am not using Facebook for anything. I deleted Facebook Messenger almost a year ago. I used my Android to check the messages 3 times in the past year. All 3 times I was very disappointed and just very flabbergasted, disgusted, and just downright flipped out by what I saw in the inboxes. So, with that being said, there's 2 things I wanted to touch on. First of all, my TV is way too loud. Let me go turn that down. Today, Cindy White hopes that a judge will overturn her murder convictions. I do not have a good relationship with my family because my family has never loved me, never cared about me, never supported me in anything I've ever done, financially or otherwise. It's been that way my entire life. I've been emancipated since I'm 16. I got my first apartment at 17. And now in my very early 30s, nobody does a single thing for me. If anything, they take from me and I help them. It's just the way it is. So, in conversation in the last week, I was telling somebody I'm related to, hey, I've got COVID. They send me 16 fucking paragraphs on how not to get COVID. I say, it's too late. And they say, it's your health. It's not too late. I'm like, did they just miss the part that I'm positive for COVID? And then I wake up this morning with messages from the same person saying, maybe it's just the flu. A lot of people are sick. It's like talking to a fucking wall. The next message I open says, are you working today? You know that I sell food and you know that I'm COVID positive. Why are you asking me if I'm working today? So this is the annoying shit I go through. Why people even bother to message me, hit me up, or anything, because it's Thanksgiving week. And the reason why I wanted to make this live video is to spread awareness on not only drugs and alcohol and mental illness and so on and so forth, but just the general idea that everybody in America, I feel, believes, oh, how do people become homeless? How do people become this? How do people become that? Don't they have family? And, Thanksgiving, couple years back, my father was picking me up from the Monmouth County Hospital after I just gave birth to my youngest son, and I gave birth to him alone via C-section. There was nobody at the hospital with me or for me, nobody to hold my hand or help me through anything. And his father was in prison at the time, and my dad didn't really know what to do, and when he picked me up from the hospital, we went to eat at a diner, a local diner on Thanksgiving, and one of my family members was working there. She saw that I wasn't able to bring home my baby. She saw the condition I was in, and, it's no secret the things that I've been through, but my grandfather used to take me to my family's every Thanksgiving, and that's my dad's father, and it was a time in my life where I spent the entire day, 10 hours, 12 hours with all my cousins, laughing, eating with my, dad's father and all of his children. He has 8 or 9 children collectively, 1 being adopted, and they all have kids, so I have a big family, a loving, family, so I thought. And after my grandfather passed away, And, you know, after I came home from the hospital many, many years ago without my son, I really started to strongly dislike Thanksgiving. You know, as far as like my mom goes, she thinks because like she hits me up via the phone or like, you know, online that it makes up for all these years that I've been living in New Jersey alone, financially and mentally and emotionally supporting myself through everything. And, you know, I just want to let people know that if you're struggling with alcohol or any type of drugs, it's very dangerous, even in long-term sobriety like I am right now, to not talk to people and to kind of isolate because, you know, the truth is, either way, whether you have like so-called friends or not, nobody will be there for you, as you could tell by a lot of the stories that, you know, I give you guys. And I'm not very, I don't give intricate details because I don't want the family that has betrayed me to suffer any consequences if I break their anonymity. But even the people closest to you, and it's in every rap song, you know what I'm saying, every hip hop lyric, you know, trust no one. And, you know, I don't feel as though you need to take my word for it or my advice based on the fact that, you know, I had a rough past. I feel like you need to take my advice because it's factual, and, you know, you're born alone and you die alone. And being as though it's the holidays and I never have anybody to spend the holidays with. Typically I work every holiday, and it amazes so many people, you know, like I lived with all different women from all different walks of life, and, you know, they did horrendous things to their family and their kids. I mean horrendous, downright like abusive, physically, I mean really, really harmed children. I've never hurt a child or harmed a child, and I've always treated children, animals, and elders, you know, with the utmost respect. But, you know, in my case, God, I guess, is trying to teach me something, and that something is kind of just like, you know, you gotta do this by yourself. And I have like one pretty close friend that I trusted, and, you know, we were having a sexual relationship, and I guess every single time somebody close to him, like a friend or a family member, runs across my Facebook, they kind of throw it in his face. And, you know, I was using our dog's name as my Facebook name, and I guess somebody brought it to his attention or disliked it. And you know, this person does not financially help me in any way, shape, or form. You know, if anything, I help them. You know, they're over here washing their laundry at my house, you feel me? Getting comfy, cozy in my house. I'm not at their house. And there's a lot that I want to say along with that, but I won't, because I don't do things for people because I want to throw it in their face. I do things for people because I want to do it out of the kindness of my own heart. But in any event, I just want everybody to know that, you know, right now, it's very difficult for me to not ingest drugs or alcohol because that's really all I want to do at this point. And I'm not saying that I don't want to live, you know, but, because that's, you know, pretty fucking extreme. But, you know, I have nobody to eat with, nobody to sit next to, nobody to smoke with, nobody to laugh with, nobody to watch TV with. I can't see my dog because I have COVID, and, you know, Antonio said that if I didn't change my Facebook name, then I wasn't allowed to see my dog. And it just kind of brings me back to the same things my family does. Pretends that I don't want to be there for my kids, but then keeps them from me. So, you know, I'm not in any way, shape, or form a martyr. I don't feel like, oh, pour me another drink, or woe is me. However, I want everybody to take into consideration that this is to spread awareness. And, if you don't have intentions on taking care of your children, at least until they're 18 minimum, it's best that you really don't bring children into this world. I'm not saying that about my own children because my children are a blessing. I'm saying this kind of on account of like my parents because my dad had a lot more money than my mom, and he spoiled me in that sense. And emotionally, my mom spoiled me, but neither of them gave me the life I deserved. And that's why, I have a very depressing, prison-like, I guess, life. I don't drive by choice. And the reason for that is because, my mom never had a car, so I never got the opportunity. And I do get severe anxiety while driving. And a lot of people look down on me because I don't drive and don't invite me to any family functions because they don't want to drive to me or they don't want to pick me up. And I find that to be extremely rude because, there are people with narcolepsy, there are people with seizure disorder, there are people with one leg shorter than the other. There's a lot of reasons why somebody can't drive, and to be a mature adult and say, it's safer for me and the rest of the world right now, it takes a lot of guts because there are a lot of people that do drive that shouldn't. For example, my godmother, my Aunt Jean, she's a horrible driver. She gets lost everywhere she goes. She talks and talks and talks. She don't pay attention to the road. She can't follow instructions or directions. She's like, that'll be 80 and can barely walk, but she'll still get on the road, and that's selfish, and I'm being real. Somebody like me who takes medication and doesn't want to hurt themselves or others, that's a real respectable woman. And that's how I feel about motherhood as well. I'd never put my children in a situation where, I had them in a household and couldn't take care of them because I was a mature woman and spoke up and said, I got pregnant with their father in hopes that we would be a family, and he backed out on me. He started his own family. He has 2 other children with another woman, so the more the merrier. And I allowed my son to live with them on account of they were a family. And that was, again, the wrong decision. A lot of men are interested in me. A lot of women are interested in me. My phone rings and vibrates from the time I wake up in the morning until I go to sleep at night, nonstop, all day, all day, all day. But the one individual that I trust with my time, with my effort, with my attention, he doesn't want to share me with the world, yet he wants the world to know that he's single and I'm single. So, yeah, things aren't working out in my favor as far as the holidays go. They never really have, nor will they probably ever, because, the people that kept that holiday spirit alive for me are dead. I really used to feel sad about my father because when he was in prison, I did his whole bid with him, the county bid, and I wrote him, and I remained a part of his life and everything like that. And he likes to gossip about me with other his wife's kids, and it's just a big thing. And I'm sober, and I talk about this pretty often, and you'll read about it in my book. I'd never ask for a pat on the back for doing like the things that are expected, but there are so many adults this week who are drinking, drugging, sniffing coke, drinking alcohol, having unprotected sex, cheating on their husbands and wives, buying their mistresses presents. And it's like, here I am, reading, writing my book, struggling with COVID alone, nowhere to eat Thanksgiving dinner, even if I wasn't sick. And I have the biggest heart, I don't want to say, what exactly I do and for who, because it's not everybody's business, but It just goes to show that, if you want to be strong, you gotta kind of base your happiness on your own self and no outside entities, because the second that outside entity is removed, whether it's a drink, a drug, a food, a denomination of money, a love from a partner, you're going to be left with nothing. But I think it's because I have God, why I'm still alive. Anybody else would have folded, and that's why my book is going to be very exciting, and my book is going to do very well, because it's going to give people insight, information into what it's like being alone 7 days a week and having opportunities to spend, large amounts of time with men who have large amounts of money, and, having no interest in that, and females, casually desiring to be around me, hang out with me, smoke with me, come over and this and that, and me having no interest. So, this is a bad time of year for myself, and, now that I'm no longer on Facebook, I already got, an extra, I think $40 or $50 on my OnlyFans today, and I am going to continue to do OnlyFans, because you guys that, judge me, make fun of me, tell me what I should and shouldn't do, you don't help me in any way, and, I need money desperately. It was just not too long ago that I was going to court, getting kicked out of my house for owing $4,000, and now that the money's paid off, I'm about to be behind again because I have COVID, and all these people that disrespect me or talk down on me or belittle me for, the things that I do or don't do, they're not, even if they can't see me because of COVID, they're not over here dropping off food at my doorstep, or, you know what I'm saying, like sending me something from wherever, from whoever, so where they don't have to contact me, you feel me? Like, it's the holidays, people are supposed to spread love, and unfortunately in my situation, I've always been alone, I'll always be alone, and when people contact me, it irks my soul, because it's like, even somebody very, very closely related to me, contacting me via text, who I haven't seen in years, it makes me want to tell them, go fuck yourself. Like, the phone and the internet is not a replacement for family ties, bonds, and so on and so forth. And I find it to be disgusting that as a woman and as a mother, people will judge me based on the things I can and cannot do for my own children. But with that being said, somebody brought me into this world and didn't think twice about the irreparable damage that they have caused me. So, as far as that goes, I'm gonna start giving these men who are seeking me out more opportunities, because I tell them, no, I don't want to see you, I don't want to meet you, on account of being scared to get sick, or on account of disappointing, friends who are men who don't want to call me their girl or whatever. And then I still deal with the consequences of them speaking poorly of me when I've done nothing but sit in the house alone. I haven't even kissed another human being in 2 years. So to suffer the consequences of being treated like a whore, a thought, a bitch, a slut, a cunt, this and that, it almost makes me feel like when you're sober and somebody tells you, you're high, you use it as an excuse to use. And as far as that goes, I just want people to be more aware when you're bringing children into this world, okay, when you're mixing and mingling with females who are in recovery, who might be emotionally attached to you through sex or otherwise, and you're running behind that person's back, telling them, telling people, well, she's single or I'm single, or, hitting people up while I'm having COVID on my deathbed, near death, telling me to change a name on Facebook. Yeah, I find that to be incomprehensible. I cannot comprehend that because it's unnatural, abnormal, and irrational. And it wouldn't bother me so much if these people were outright mean to me. But I don't want to say anything else because it will really tarnish mine and their reputation. It will make me look just as stupid as them. And yeah, it's the holidays. Be blessed. And you know what I'm saying? You have your children in your own home, how they quote unquote can't do it. And I don't know. I'm really, really angry, upset, mad, and hurt that with all this technology that we do have in 2022, that the same person that was spending time with me smoking blunt in my living room just 4 or 5 days ago has me on block on my cell phone, as if like you're gonna contract COVID if you speak to me on the phone. And this person was around mad kids. I wasn't around a single other person. And it's like, so because of Facebook, you're gonna use Facebook as an excuse as to why you're angry with me and block me at a time where I'm literally deathly ill. So I just want everybody to understand that if you are having a beautiful, wonderful life with remarkable people who spend time with you and care about you, that's amazing. And I can only hope that God blesses me with the same. I can only pray that God directs me God puts me in the direction of something similar, meaning a husband at a dinner table with my children, out with some nice, ladies in a cute dress on New Year's, having a Valentine take me, to some kind of fancy place on Valentine's Day, and having some good luck in March, like January is my birthday. I'm feeling very hopeful about that. I do have a lot of plans. I have a lot of plans every day because I live my life like I'm dying, literally, like not that I'm going to, but meaning there's never going to be a dull moment. I'm always one step ahead on like what outfit I want to buy, how I'm going to present myself to the camera, and who, I want to make content with, and who I want to spend my life with. I'm very careful when making content like this because God forbid you say something and it's taken out of context, Being controversial has become like a trend, and it was never my intentions to become controversial. It happened due to my body type, my history, and my inability to not only follow directions but wear bigger clothes. And a lot of attention is drawn to myself too because I don't drive, and so I stick out like a sore thumb. Do I feel like that will change? Yes. Do I think the people around me feel it will change? No. Will it surprise them when I get a very nice car? Yes. And the reason why I dress up only very infrequently is because when I finally do dress up, people look at me in awe. So I've always been the pretty tomboy. I've always been athletic, and I've never been one to just lay down and give up. So I think people that are currently in my life who like to annoy me and see, how far they could push me, I feel like most of them want to see me snap. It's almost like they get something out of me screaming and yelling or giving people an attitude, and they're attracted to it. So, but yeah, I'm gonna keep my word as far as the whole Facebook thing goes. And yeah, I'm having a real hard time breathing. I haven't smoked cigarettes in 2 days. I was gonna, wait to do this video, but, staying off Facebook, I feel, will not disrupt my money at all because Facebook is a cheap app, and all it does is give people a free glimpse into your life and a reason to gossip about you. Also, cops are on there. And I'm gonna not be directly breaking the law anymore, but I still want to keep a good rapport with future business associates, whether it be at a job or, with a doctor's office. You feel me? Like, I do not want interactions that start off with, hey, I saw you on Facebook. It's like, I would much rather go into a place of business where people know me on account of the real me, even though dancing is something very positive. Insecure men and women, gay men and insecure women will turn dancing into something sexual, especially for a young lady like me who has, 30-pound boobs. Even if I go down to $150, I'm still gonna have double or triple D's. Nothing's gonna change there. So, and if this is what I look like, no makeup, ran ragged, suffering from COVID, right? Barely able or capable of breathing. This is me at my worst. And compared to some of you at your best, I know it irks your nerves that, I do look alright and I am capable of carrying on an intelligent conversation, because for some of you it's a struggle. And for that, I do feel bad. And I will pray for you.